Awesome. So I am here. We're in another new episode. So if you would like to introduce yourself and where you're from, and I want you to play a kick-ass song.
All right. Hello, I am AK from Xray Xeroxx. I'm currently in Los Angeles, California, and I guess I'm playing a tune.
I want you to do it. Let's fucking do it.
I got these drum pads here, so I can play by myself.
This is so fun.
Let's see. So here's a song from the newest 7-inch, Off with Their Heads title track.
Go for it. It's so fucking cool. I'm so happy you got that.
Little exclusive performance there.
I'm so happy I got it. That was like my first one. I'm so like thrilled to fucking death because like I can't go and fly out to see you, so I get my own show, which is
Yeah,
badass.
private show.
Yes. Yeah. So where's that? So you released that song.
Yes.
Where can everybody check it out? Just talk to me about your music.
I happen to have a copy of the record here. It's called Off with Their Heads. The record, Goodbye Boozy Records put it out. 7-inch EP, 4 tracks on there. That's on we still have a couple copies on our Bandcamp. I know Goodbye Boozy is sold out. So if anybody's listening and they're in Europe, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
But a few copies in the U.S. still available. I have them on our Bandcamp. Total Punk Records has some. Goner Records has some. But they're going fast.
They definitely go fast, and I love how you just do it yourself. You have your own like drum track. You even have a band that you play live too. Tell me about all that. Like how'd you start it and everything?
Well, I didn't know that people were. That's funny. I'm out of breath from doing that song now. I didn't know anyone was going to hear this stuff. I was doing it. I was doing this other band before Xray Xeroxx, and the band was just kind of like taking a break. And so I put out the first Xray Xeroxx EP, the Bored and Loving It EP, and I just figured nobody would hear it, and then I'd go back to doing the other band, and I just never looked back. I put out the EP, so I played all the instruments and stuff, and I just figure it'll just be a one-off thing. I'll do a tape, maybe I'll do an album, and then whatever, nobody will hear it, and people started listening to it. So then we started getting asked to do, or I started getting asked to do shows. So then I was like, well, I guess I need other musicians to play with. But so I knew this one drummer. He played the first couple of shows, but he was just sort of a live guy to get me to finding a real band member. And then when was it? Maybe so all this was happening last spring, So spring of 2025, and then we started playing shows over the summer, and then in the fall, it was sort of the end of the line for that drummer. But luckily, I was at a gig. The last gig that the other drummer played was the my current drummer Zach. His old band was playing the same gig, so we met at the show, and he didn't know it at the time, but it was his band's last gig too.
What?
So his band broke up after the show, and I knew that it was the last gig with the other drummer. So we sort of kept in touch, and we started rehearsing. And since the beginning of this year, Zach has been in Xray Xeroxx. So we've been doing shows and putting out records and tapes and stuff, and it's cool because he's like excited to be in the band. He's not just like filling in like a placeholder like the first guy was that I had.
I love how that worked out though, because like you both were in bands that were about to end, and you meet up
Yeah,
at that show. That is like
yeah,
that's I hate to say it, but it's like fate right there. It's like that's kind of cool.
yeah, yeah. It's cool, and he's like psyched about all the stuff, like doing the masks and stuff, which that could go either way. A drummer, especially, like it's hard enough to do the masks as the singer guitar player because it gets hot and sweaty. But a drummer, because I'm a drummer also, so I understand how hot it gets. So like going into playing with a new person, I've been open to the idea that somebody's like, I don't want to do that. What you're doing with this, I'm not. That's not for me. But he's super into it.
I think
It's like so. It's just cool. Yeah, it was meant to be, I guess. Finding the right guy. It's so important to find the right person to
it
play
really
music
is.
with.
Because you never know. You can have somebody go, I don't like that idea.
Yeah.
They'll hate that idea. Then they don't want to do it. Then you want to switch something or switch a song. You're like, please don't.
Yeah. It makes it hard. It's I'm hard enough to deal with, just without anybody else being involved. It's part of the reason why it's only two of us. I don't want to throw a third person in the mix, kind of muddy everything up.
And like a bass player or something, you're like
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah. I don't need a bass player because look, I got this. Check this out.
Oh, you don't need like.
I got the bass covered. I'm playing guitar and bass at the same time.
See that's cool because a lot of people like because when you have too many people in one
Yeah,
band, it can like change the dynamic, change things. And I like how you're just keeping it just two-person band, and you guys make decisions, and then you just go and
yeah,
play. Just do your thing.
yeah, yeah. And it's funny because I've never really been in a band where, like, if you need to find somebody, you're like out there, like, hey, you want to play in my band or whatever. Like, this is the first time where people have been, people reach out. They're like, hey, if you need a whatever, I play whatever. Like, uh, and so like, there's been a couple people that are like, hey, if you guys ever need a bass player, and I'm just kind of like, nah, I don't think
Like
so
that.
because it's like it's cool. The two of us, I'm already comfortable with the dynamic of us being together, hanging out, and just I don't know. I feel like the live sound is full enough without. And I think if I was going to add something, I probably want to add a keyboard player or something before I add a bass player.
Oh, that'd be sick. That would be kind of cool too.
It might be. I think the most I would do is like, maybe if we had an auxiliary musician, somebody that could play a couple different things, do some keyboard on some songs because they don't all have keyboard, and then maybe some guitar solos. Because now I can't, if I'm playing the guitar and the bass, I can't do
Or
guitar solos because the bottom end will drop out. So I have to just play rhythm parts, and backup vocals is the hardest thing. I try to live. I try to do all the backup parts, so I can't breathe half the time because I'm like
I
doing
would
all
be
the
the
convers.
background if I was there. I would try. Yes.
Yeah, but mostly, we do a good. I think we do a good job making enough noise between the two of us that we don't really need the third person.
No, absolutely. Would you guys ever tour, or is this something that you want to keep local?
I'd like to tour a little bit, but I also, it's got to be the right thing. I don't want to. There's a lot of bands that just tour and they lose money and they play for nobody and stuff like that. And I've done that over the years. I've been doing this sort of thing for a long time. So I think when we tour, it's got to be like it just has to be worth it. Obviously, we're not going to be like doing arenas or anything like that, but I like it to be we do a tour that where we don't lose money, and maybe we're playing with like some cool bands that we like or something. So, I mean, we're doing a little. We play a little bit out of town, but we haven't done like long stretches. But we're thinking about trying to set up like a kind of West Coast thing for now, and then see how it goes. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from New York
Oh, you
City
are?
originally. Yeah.
Where?
So, I lived in all five boroughs at some point in my life, but
Oh,
Brooklyn was the place I lived the longest, like the most neighborhoods and for the longest amount of time in Brooklyn. So at some point I'll be back to the East Coast, So we
I'm here in
will.
the East Coast, so I mean,
Where are you in? Are you in? You're not in. Are
I'm
you in
in
New York?
Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut. Oh, that's close to New York.
Yeah, I mean, it's close to New York. It's like an hour and a half away from me. So, like, if I go to the city,
Yeah. So you can see shows when if somebody's
yes,
coming through New
which is
York.
kind of cool. I won't lie, but yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
when you come over here, just let me know. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I need to. I mean, all my family's over there. I haven't been back in a few years, so I should be back to see
Reason that
people and huh?
was there a reason that you decided to just move out there? You just wanted to go hang out?
Uh Sort of. I mean, so I started out playing in punk bands and stuff, but in between when I first started and now, I was actually doing stand-up comedy for a bunch of years,
Did
and I
what?
was yeah, I wasn't wearing the mask, but I was doing stand-up comedy, and I was making my living, and I was touring, doing all that. It was sort of musical, like I would play guitar chords and do kind of one-liner jokes, and then I would have some silly songs that I would do, which
Oh,
is
cool.
probably why some of the Xray Xeroxx songs are silly and goofy, because
I
I
knew
just
there was something. There was a silly fact. I'm like, I know this guy
yeah
is funny. I know this
yeah
guy has humor.
yeah. So I was doing that, until really the pandemic really destroyed the momentum I had with my stand-up career. But in 2019, I toured for the whole year. I toured a few times, but that was like the longest tour I had done, where it was like basically from January till the end of the year. It was like, I don't know, till like November or something like that of that year. And so, which was crazy to go from 2019 being on the road the whole year and then 2020 being home the whole time. But but so I was planning to, while I was on the tour, I was like, I've been in New York, I started playing music in New York and I started doing comedy in New York. I've pretty much gone as far as I can go in New York. So I was like, well, when the tour's over, since, if you're away for an entire year, when you come back, you're pretty much starting over, like all the club, you get booked and stuff, like you're just out of the rotation. So I
Yeah.
was like, well, I will move to LA and try that out because if I got to start over somewhere, I might as well start over in a new place with like the industry or whatever. And but then also on the tour, I met my wife. She
Oh,
wasn't my wife at the
good.
time, but I was touring through. I was in Colorado for like a week or so, and I met my wife in Denver, and we sort of kept in touch until the tour was over, and then so initially I moved out there to Denver. I was in Denver for like 2 years, and then we moved to LA together 4 years ago.
That's so cool. Oh my God. Like you basically went on tour for a whole year, met your
hmm
wife, and now I find that so incredibly ballsy that you just decided to start somewhere else, like just completely start all over. A lot of people would be terrified to do that.
Yeah, and I was, but maybe being on the road that long kind of was the push because the first few weeks you're on tour, you're like, oh man, you miss home or whatever. You're like, oh, this doesn't. This is I'm in hotel like motels and wherever like it doesn't feel like home. But then you stay on tour long enough, and then when you have a little break and you go home, that feels like you're visiting. You're like my home is the road now. It like changes in your mind somewhere. So I think by the time it was coming to the end of that year, I was like, well, I could do it. I could go somewhere else. I've been somewhere else. I've been a lot of places, for the
Wow.
last bunch of months. So I think that really helped. I think if I went from like waking up in my own bed every day to moving to a new city, it would be like a shock. But it was,
Oh,
it
wow.
was
That's
nice.
that's really interesting. You went from like such a like yeah, I like how you went from comedy and you went on tour, you did your thing on that, and then you're like, you know what? And of course the pandemic really changed a lot
Yeah,
of people's direction.
yeah,
Like how you took that instead of something so negative that could have easily brought people down. You're like, fuck it, I'll start all like somewhere new.
yeah,
It's just resilience.
yeah. It was, and part of it was because in the first like 2 years, well, at least that first year, but into the next year after, the main thing was like you really couldn't do live shows, right? So, and stand up is like impossible to do. It's impossible to replicate it. Like if you do like what we're doing,
Yeah,
like there were Zoom comedy shows and like Twitch and stuff like that, and I did that stuff. But since I did more musical comedy, I was finding myself enjoying just playing some goofy songs on like live stream things when I couldn't be in a room with people, and also on the tour, I also was finding myself like it had been a while since I've been in a band
yeah,
by 2019, and I was finding myself enjoying the music. I was doing like pretty much 30 minutes of jokes and then 30 minutes of songs at the end, and I was like trying to get through the jokes to get to the songs on the tour. So I
yeah.
was like, I think I miss music. So and then in 2020 when I was just home doing these live streams, I was like, yeah, okay, music is more fun to do this way. I was already having more fun with the music, and now it's definitely you tell a joke on Zoom, you don't hear anybody laughing, or maybe one person you can
Oh,
hear
that's
laughing.
cool. Like,
And so I just was doing the music, and then so I kept putting out like I put out like a bunch of like comedy music albums, and then started kind of shifting to being like, well, maybe this music is not, it's still silly, but it's not intended to be like comedy music or whatever. And so had a couple of different projects over the last couple of years that were like getting less comedy focused, but always like a bit silly. And so then we arrive at the Xray Xeroxx stuff, where it's like doesn't have to be funny, but it's always going to be a little bit silly and funny, which is it's always interesting too because whenever we get like reviewed or something, somebody does a write up, it's it feels like when there's humorous lyrics, people don't know what to make of it. So people just write. They're like, "Oh, X-Ray Xerox with their dumb lyrics." And it's like they're they're silly. Well, I don't know if they're like all the
oh,
way dumb. They're
But
just
I
they're
love that
goofy.
it's just silly, but it's fun, and I love that. And it's like very. I like that you have like influences from garage as well,
Hmm.
and punk and comedy. You just have all of that put together, and it just makes it so interesting.
I try to try to take whatever influences me and make it into something that hopefully sounds somewhat new and fresh. But yeah, I think that's what I'm bringing to the table that a lot of other bands are not bringing is the years of comedy experience.
But it makes it that much more special because a lot of times when people make music, they want to be like serious and angry and just
Yeah,
but I like what you could with your music, you just escape to somewhere
yeah,
fun and somewhere cool, even if it's ridiculous. So fucking what?
yeah. That's the
Life
point.
is crazy like that.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I think the last thing anybody needs right now is to hear some dude complaining.
Yep.
So like, who wants to listen to that? I might as well make it sort of fun and silly.
That's what I love. It's what it was what gravitated me to your music. I was like, I gotta listen more. And I got into the rabbit hole, and then I was like, okay, I'm kind of obsessed. I should probably back off now.
No, the obsession is the point.
Exactly.
That's what
But
we're aiming for.
I wanna thank you for this, and to wrap it up because I don't want to keep it going for too long.
Oh, sure.
Tell me anything that's coming up, anything you want to promote, anything, just anything. The floor is yours.
Oh, sure. We are doing. There's going to be a new album coming out. It should be the beginning of August. So we've been doing like all these EPs and stuff this year. But then this album is a new collection of songs that it's not, it's not these off with their heads songs. It's not the art rock EP. It's different songs. It's coming out on. It'll be a cassette. In the U.S., it'll be Knuckles on Stun Records will be putting it out, and then talking to a couple different international labels. Richter Scale Tapes, I think, is doing the UK release, and then I believe Idiotape Records is doing an Australian tape. So that'll be. I don't know what the title of it. I'm still working on. I'm finishing the mixes and coming up with a title for it. But the second album will be coming out in early August, and so that'll be on our Bandcamp and all streaming if you just want to listen to it for free. And so that's the main thing. That's the main thing that's coming out. And we'll be doing shows and stuff here and there. But yeah, the new album coming next month. Untitled as of yet.
I gotta get me merch.
Yeah, I gotta send you some stuff.
But again, thank you so much for this. I'm so thrilled, and I love your music. So keep doing what you're doing, kicking ass, taking names, and making people and making those awesome lyrics. So fuck those people.
Yeah,
it's
fuck
stupid.
'em. Silly's the way to go.
All right. Well, I'll let you go. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.